Hi guys, my name is Emily. Welcome to Junk Journal Inspirations. If this is your first time here, a huge welcome to you. Thank you for stopping by, and to those of you who've been around for a while, hello. I hope you're doing well, everybody. So I was contacted by a company called Chalkola, and they asked if I would review a couple of the paint sets that they have for sale on Amazon. So today I will be playing around with the Gouache paint set, and we'll talk a little bit about gouache, but I'm not going to do like a huge what is gouache, how to use gouache, that kind of thing, because I am not an artist that paints or draws or really does that kind of thing. I use watercolors and acrylics and now gouache in my junk journals, but I don't necessarily have an artistic skill for drawing and painting. So that being said, if you are here and you want a professional gouache demonstration, I would suggest another YouTuber. Her name is Jenna Rainey, and that's who I watched, and I will link her video, her beginner's guide to gouache, in the description box below. So please, please, please check that out for a more in-depth gouache tutorial. Today, what I am going to do is I'm going to play with it as a beginner and as a junk journaler, and we'll just kind of see, we'll just kind of play with it. So the first thing I just wanted to tell you real quick, just a little bit about the set that you get. So it comes in this beautiful box, and there are 36 colors. I think there are repeats of titanium white and the other white, which is zinc white. So there are actually, I believe, 34 colors, but I'll double check that and count for you. They're 12 milliliter tubes. You can see that there. And then you also get a nice little kind of beginner's paint set. So they give you this beautiful color swatch sheet, which I'm going to be using today. A nice little sponge, just in case, for cleanup, I guess. This palette knife. It's a number 3, if that means anything to my painting friends. And then a value pack of artist brushes, and there are 10 brushes in here, and it even tells you on the back kind of what to use each brush for. But again, I'm not a painting type artist. I'm a paper craft artist, so I'm probably not going to use these correctly. But I'm going to use them. So you've got a nice assortment here, this beautiful fan brush. And yeah, so my painting skills, like I said, are pretty much non-existent. But I have watched a lot of Bob Ross. So, he says anyone can do it. I'm just going to plop my brushes back here. I have this, this little water bucket container, and it holds some brushes. It has little holes here. I'll link to this as well. This is something I purchased a while ago, and it is it's handy because you can add water, and then it's got some texture in there to clean off your brushes and that type of thing. So it's kind of nice. So I will link that as well. And then I'll also obviously link to where you can purchase the gouache set. I forgot, there is also a beautiful little palette, so I can feel like a painter, but I'm probably not going to use it that way. All right, so let's look inside here. Let's open this up. So you've got a beautiful assortment of colors, and honestly, you probably wouldn't have to do a whole lot of mixing, but you can, obviously. But you've got even some metallic colors here that are, if you see underneath the name of the color, under where it says mica, there is a little circle that's half filled in. Do you see that? That means that it's less opaque than, say, your other colors. Let's just say rose. See how the circle is filled in on that one. So it's opaque. And then they also, I think they give you, they give you the color codes as well. I'm not sure if you can see that, for each one. So if that's something that you are interested in, I'm sure that that's very handy. Yes, there are 2 titanium whites and 2 zinc whites. So that gives you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so 34 colors, 36 little tubes. So gouache is an opaque water-based medium. So it is different from watercolors in that the consistency is different and it's more opaque. It's used as an opaque medium. You can water it down like you would watercolors, but you're gonna get more of a streaky look when it dries than you would with watercolors. So Jenna Rainey, who I watched, said, you know, leave your like big backgrounds and things that you don't want it to be like streaky, you know, bigger areas that you're painting. Do that in your watercolors so you don't get that streaky look, and then use these for, you know, smaller pieces, smaller details in your paintings. That was just one of the tips she gave. It dries in a beautiful like velvety matte finish, and it'll dry darker than what it looks like on your paper when it's wet. And it's great for layering if you let the layers dry, obviously, because it's a water-based medium, and if you add more water-based stuff to it, it's gonna, you know, mix. So you let it dry and you do your light colors. Actually, yes, wait, hold on. I just had a moment where I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so you wanna do your light colors first and add your dark colors on top, I believe, when you're layering. But I don't know if it matters too much as long as you wait until it dries. And then, let's see, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, so when you use watercolor paint, if you want to lighten it, you add more water, right? You don't want to do that with gouache. Instead of using more water to lighten your colors, you just want to use white. So white to lighten and black to darken. That's just sort of a gouache thing. So that's how, you know, sort of how they're different from watercolors. And that is my very, very limited knowledge of gouache. But like I said, I'm using it for a different purpose than probably a lot of people would. And I would just want to show, you know, how you can use it even if you can't draw or paint. So that's where we're going today. I think I hit all of those details. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and turn on some music, and I will swatch these out and I'll speed it up, and you can see what they look like once they're on paper. And I think I'm just gonna do that sort of straight from the tube. So I won't add water. I'll just get my brush wet but dry it off, and then I'll use the colors straight from the tubes, and we can see what we end up with. So yeah, enjoy the music, enjoy the painting process, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so unfortunately I did not get lilac in my set. I got 2 of the violet, so I will contact them and let them know that. And then I'll let you know how we're gonna proceed that way, because I would like to have the lilac. So I'm sure it was just a mistake when putting together the kits. It happens. I'm not upset about it. I'll get it figured out and I'll let you know. So yeah, this was so fun. Look at how awesomely matte those colors are, and they just they just look very velvety and matte. I'm just very happy with that. So, and then I made a mistake. Well, there was a mistake on the card. There were 2 peach spots and not a turquoise blue spot, so I just made one. And then I messed up and I put the ochre here and the gold ochre here, so I just had to fix my swatch, but no biggie. So yeah, so that's the swatch. Now, I am currently working on a bee and sunflower journal. The kit is by Tracie Fox Creative, and I'll put a link in the description box if you'd like to go and check that out if you like bees and sunflowers. So what I thought I would do is try and draw or paint a sunflower for the journal that I'm working on. So I'm going to set this aside. And what I've done is I've taken just this watercolor paper from Amazon. I'll put the link in the description box below. It's 300 GSM. It comes in 9x12 sheets, and you get 50 of them. And what I did is I cut it down to about 4x6 because I want it to fit inside this Tim Holtz cabinet card. Because the journal that I'm making is actually a ring-bound journal, and this will be a page in the journal. So that's the size I needed to fit inside here. And I'm going to put it in here because I want to know where that oval is. So I'm just going to slide the paper in the frame like so, and then I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm just going to trace around the oval so I have a general idea of where, you know, what's going to show in the frame. All right, and then when that's done, probably need tweezers to get this out of here. Okay, and then I went on the internet and found a free coloring page, sunflower, and it's fairly simple. There's not a lot of detail, you know, on it, on the actual image. It's just more of an outline image. And I believe that that's going to fit nicely in my oval. So I have a light pad thingy. Hopefully that's not too annoying to watch. I'm not sure what that looks like when you film it. So I am just going to lay this out and get my sunflower traced onto my watercolor paper. And I'm not sure, I think I want it like this, sort of with the stem not showing at the bottom, or you know, the end of it, so it's just kind of like coming up out of the paper. So grab some washi and I'll get this all taped down, and then I will just trace this with my pencil. And I'm not going to make you watch that because it's probably going to be tedious, but I'll come back and show you when I'm finished. Okay, so there's my very simple watercolor shape, or I mean outline shape of my sunflower that I will now paint, and then I can go back over it with like a black artist pen or something to, you know, get the outline and all of the other like details once I've painted it. So I'm gonna, again, I'll turn off the sound and I will paint this and speed it up so you can watch, but you don't have to be, you know, watching forever. And I hope you enjoy. Remember, I am not a painter. Bear that in mind, because I'm probably going to do things a little differently than you know, painters would, because I just don't know how. Also, I did misspeak earlier. You do your dark colors first and then light colors on top. So that goes against what you're normally used to doing. So that's why I said it wrong. So light colors first, or dark colors first, light colors on top to bring out the highlights and things like that. So, all right, I'm gonna get started. finished, and I'm quite proud of what I made here. So here's my sunflower, and you know, like I stated, I have zero artistic ability when it comes to painting, but I'm quite happy with that. I think it's gonna look really cute in the little Tim Holtz frame. So yeah, so cool. All right, the colors that I used, I will list them in the description box below, but I also have them sitting here. I used a bunch of the yellows, obviously, and some brown tones, and the burnt sienna, and the greens. So I'll list those in the description box. I want to say a huge thank you to Chalkola for sending me these lovely gouache paints. Every time I say that, I have to think about it. I'm super excited, and I think I might start doing some more painting because it is very relaxing, and I was very intimidated by it before I started, but I'm very happy with the results. I hope you are too. So please go and check out Chalkola. I know it sounds, I'm probably saying it weird, but they have this awesome set. Then I also have the acrylic set that I will do a video on in the next couple days. And I believe that there's a metallic acrylic set as well. I did not purchase that one. But go and check them out, and you'll find all the links that you need in the description box below. And I think that's it, guys. So have a fabulous day. I will be back soon, and I hope you're all well, and stay safe and healthy, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.